Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. We've got some Zap Lalo for you guys in Legend League where I take you guys through some attacks that I've done along with my thought process that I had during the attack about the weaknesses that are there on the base which you can totally exploit, and just overall tips on how to structure your attack so that you can become better at Zap Lalo yourself. So it'll be the usual. The army link will be in the description. Here's what I have on my heroes for reference, and you can see if you've been watching my previous videos, I've actually switched my warden from the owl to the diggy because I'm finding it a bit more consistent, I would say. Like earlier I actually ran the diggy, but now I had switched to the owl in the middle, just because I was unable to time the headhunters very consistently to handle things like the enemy heroes. But now I'm a little bit better at that, so I feel like I can use the diggy on the warden. But if you feel like you're not able to still time your headhunters properly in your warden ability to help with the enemy heroes, feel free to use the owl. That owl can come in clutch really often. So yeah, that's about it. Let's just get into some attacks. First base we've got over here, it's a nice anti-2 style base. You can see the damage is very well spread, and once again we're just going to go through the three phases of the attack: the zap, followed by the Sui along with your seed choice, and then your Lalo deployment. So take some time and try to figure out what some good choices for zap is on this base. It should be a little obvious because like there's not really much zap value around like the scatter shots themselves, you can see. And even like the monolith, like you can only maybe get the monolith and the enemy queen, or you can choose to get the X-bow and the monolith. It's not really much value that you can really get. And yeah, so I guess the best value that you can go for on a base like this is probably going to be either the combination of the multi inferno with the multi archer tower, or like some sort of combination like this, you know. So I think what I'm going to show you guys in this one is actually you don't need to use the battle blimp on every single attack that you do. And that's because if you just take a look at this base, right, like this entire top half, there's not really many threats to the Lalo except the enemy heroes, and we're going to try to abuse that fact by which basically means that I'm not going to have to use my warden ability for a long time in this area. As long as I have hounds in the right places, my Lalo will take practically no damage. The only thing that might give a bit of pushback is the sweeper. And so what I'm going to show you guys is that sometimes you can actually use a flame flinger on anti-2 style bases like these, even though there is no plan for your heroes to grab the town hall. That's right, like it is possible to get like one wall break here and one wall break over here, like that, and try to push my heroes towards the town hall. But I'm telling you, like, you don't need that guarantee, just because of the fact that this entire top half is free for your Lalo. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna zap out this thing over here. Notice how I even like tried to position my earthquake to damage up the multi archer tower, and you can see what I'm gonna do over here. I'm going to just use my flame finger instead to try to grab out all of this value, which is pretty insane for me. It's going to help a lot for my Lalo as I'm rotating around the base. And you can see what I've started doing over here. I've started trying to I'm basically trying to set the funnel on the other side as well. And now I'm just trying to use my king and my queen to kind of just help remove this section. And you'll also see I'm going to make one mistake over here. I was hoping to get one wall break for this wall over here to hopefully get the town hall with my heroes. But because this air defense is still standing over here, you can see this wall breaker went right to it, and now we have no plan for getting the town hall directly. So what do? At this point, the best tip I can give you is start your royal champion, start your Lalo early. Just don't wait for your heroes to die. I think this is something that people have given as tips even on Blizzard Lalo. In case you don't get the town hall, just do the best that you can with your heroes and do not wait for them to die. They are going to inevitably get stuck on the clan castle. You can see that. And just look at our Lalo come in. It's like literally there's nothing that's doing any damage to them except for maybe this air defense, but I just froze it well in time. and yeah, start a loon wave all along this thing, all along this edge over here. So you can see how these guys are kind of like converging towards this side, and I'm starting to deploy more loons so that the rest of these loons, right, these guys can focus on the core then. And you can even see the first thing I deployed was my royal champion, so she is going to be the most likely to go towards the core, and these balloons are going to just keep rotating around the rest of the base. A small pack will go towards the core just because of the balloons that are there on the top over here. And you can see like my heroes have gotten like the value that they could have gotten with that wall break, which got messed up entirely. And look at this, a few loons are there in the center, a royal champion is there in the center, and those guys are going to be enough to grab the town hall. And look at that, look at what we have left. We still have one hound with a couple of balloons left with one haste. What can this last bit do? We still even have a freeze over here. Look at the number of loons. You don't need a siege machine to get the town hall. You don't need your heroes to always get the town hall. You can Lalo over the town hall just like that. You don't need to sacrifice every single balloon. If you have a nice wave moving like that, and you have your royal champion to begin with over here, such that she is forced into the core, it just becomes very easy. Like, yeah, there's not really much to think about on bases like these then. You can just take full advantage of the fact that some areas of the base are completely free for your balloons. There's nothing to stop them from taking that entire section out, and you can just abuse that fact to like have a lot of loons come in to have a very small force go towards the town hall, and the rest can easily clean up the rest of the base that are coming in like this. So yeah, that's a nice 3-star for us. Definitely a unique one, because once again our heroes, our siege, neither of them took the town hall. It was our Lalo section that actually took the town hall on an anti-2 style setup. So be a bit more confident and learn to spread your loons appropriately. You can replay this one if you want for more reference. So yeah, we'll move on to another one. This box base is it's a very old layout, and I'm sure everybody has seen it at least once before. But yeah, we've got Zap Lalo, and I'm sure there's many ways to deal with this base. I believe even Stars has recently posted this one in his videos very recently, where he does this thing where he zaps out this area, and I believe he has his heroes to help handle like this section of the base, I think, and then I believe he Lalos over the town hall, and then he easily just finishes on this side, something like this. So we're going to do a different variation of the same thing just to show you guys that this army is so flexible. There's so many ways that you can use this army, and there's no one correct answer. So obviously the best zap value you can get on this base is obviously this bit over here, because it's just like this weird protruding section from the base, and your heroes can easily actually rotate around it. There's no reason for them to go much deeper, and we're going to take full advantage of that. Because if you see, like the only other zap value you can probably get is like this bit over here, or even like the monolith or something, but it's not really that great if you ask me. So sure, like doing this over here, it gives a very nice rotation point, and you can get the enemy king for free as well, which is obviously perfect for you. Like you don't need to worry about anything at all if you manage to get this down. And you can see it just allows your king and queen to easily kind of move towards either the enemy royal champion or the enemy queen, and that's already a huge pickup for you. So be patient over here now. So we're just going to talk about the Sui. You can see how I'm not using any wall breakers just yet. I was waiting for these buildings to go down so that the wall breakers can target the X-book compartment, and now they can actually give me access into the scatter shots like that, which is huge for me. The king is going to kind of like do his own thing over here, but now it's all up to my queen, and I'm going to even join up with my royal champion from over here. So it was a nice rotation around a very high value zap point. And now let's just look at how the base kind of shapes up. So I'm expecting my queen and my royal champion to kind of help clear out this section of the base. I'm not expecting them to really push all the way up to the ricochet cannon. If they can just get the scatter shot and the eagle, like it's already more than enough value for me. And now if you just have a look at how the base is kind of set up, we have the town hall area over here, and we have this entire scatter shot area with the multi-archer tower and the queen over here. So what I'm going to do instead is, you may have noticed I haven't even used my siege yet. I have not used a flame flinger to kind of help with this area. I have not used a drill, and I'm flexible on my choice. So as I was saying, like, we have this area over here which Styles is comfortable sending his Lalo through, and you have me telling you that you also have a section over here. So what I instead did was I focused my Lalo from over here, and I just sent a blimp through the warden ability for the town hall. It's just so free. Like, there's so many there's usually like a Tesla farm over here, and it just gives you many anchoring points to easily have a nice loon of a wave of loons coming in through over here, and you can easily get that enemy queen very early. And look at that, we're just gonna have a nice wave of loons just go through the rest of this base. The scatter shot is completely powerless. And look at that, our RC and queen actually managed to grab this entire section over here like that. And that's going to allow us to actually have the rest of the loons easily cover the rest of the base over here. There's nowhere else for them to really go. There's not really many threats, and you can see, like, it is kind of weirdly slowing down. That's because I was not very efficient with my hounds at the beginning of the attack, but we have the spells, and we have the spells to kind of support us, and that's all you need. Because you just need to analyze the base in terms of the threats to your Lalo. The only threats to my Lalo at the top were these air defenses and wizard towers, but I think we did a pretty good job of analyzing the base that way. So just try to identify, like, your zaps just need to come in a place where it becomes easy for you to either place a siege machine or have your heroes rotate around that value. And once you have that set up, right, it's just going to be literally a free Lalo practically. You just need to spread your loons correctly and deploy the correct amount. Try to identify where the defenses are located, and then try to spare like 3 or 4 loons per defense. And if you want a particular pack to go towards a certain area, try to delay some loons, try to send some loons that are like delayed, so that they can kind of curve a little bit more towards the core as your first wave takes on the initial defenses. And yeah, that was also an interesting way to have a Zap Lalo setup. So very creative ways, I want to say. And yeah, that's a triple for us. We'll move on to the next one. Alright, very interesting box base we have over here, and it's actually a decently tricky one. Luckily for us, we've got single infernos all across the base. That makes it a bit easier, but we're gonna do the same thing. I think you guys should take some time out and try to figure out where you should zap on this base. We have a few options over here, so I'm gonna highlight a few options for you, and you guys can go ahead and try to figure out what the best one is. Alright, so we've got this multi-archer tower with this warden over here. We've got the multi-archer tower, air defense, and the single inferno. We've got the combination of the X-bow, scatter shot, and the enemy queen. That is actually really cool. Like, she's standing right there with the scatter shot and X-bow, so that's like a really good value as well. And of course, we can have like a setup over here. No, I don't think we can get the X-bow with the single inferno. So either the X-bow and the invis tower, or you can just go for the invis tower and the single inferno. Those are your few options. Like, you just have to kind of like analyze. Like, sure, I took some time to try to point them out, but it's up to you to try to figure out, okay, like, where should I zap, and then how do I follow my attack up after that. So what I did on this attack is, whenever I see this, right, when I can get the enemy queen with, like, really, this is honestly really good value with a scatter shot and X-bow like that. Like, it's just usually the go-to option for me, and I try to rotate my attacks around that. So you're gonna see, like, I'm going to zap out this area of the base immediately, and that gives me 2 options. My heroes can come in like this or like this towards the town hall. So again, take some time out, try to figure out what to do, what's the next best option for you to do. I would argue that it is better if you go for the town hall area, because this area, right, this is where you should be sending your Lalo from. We only have one sweeper to deal with, and if you get a nice loon wave going, right, you can actually overwhelm the sweeper, and you'll get rid of like the 2 air defenses, 2 multi-archer towers very early, and you'll have your warden ability supporting you as you make your way into this area. So as opposed to, like, if you have your heroes coming from over here, you would have to Lalo through this area, and then you would have to end on a multi-archer tower with the air defense like that. So it could be a little bit tricky that way. So just try to do that. And yeah, you can see over here my attack is actually going to go horribly wrong. You can see I've already lost my king. He is going to go towards the gold storage. I could not funnel it out in time. So now I've only got my queen for the town hall, and I'm just going to have to try to do what I can best over here. So this is also part of Legend League attacks, where you have to recover when things start going wrong. And you can see what I'm trying to do over here. I'm trying to like multitask. The queen, I'm pretty confident she can take the town hall because of her frozen arrow. She will be able to reach this X-bow well in advance. There's no enemy queen for her to deal with. This ricochet cannon is out of range even if she walks into this pocket over here. So I'm confident she will 100% take the town hall down. So that's when I started focusing on my queen, on my king over here. You can see I've dropped some minions to try to funnel out that corner. Even the skeleton spell and the wall break, the double wall break, to try to push him into the single inferno. But I was a little too late, and oh well, it is what it is. So now at this point, the only thing I can do is use my royal champion while the king is tanking some damage. And yeah, pay attention to the queen as well. Don't lose track of her. She has an invis tower to deal with over there, and we got that freeze down just in time. So yeah, now we've got this weird setup where I've sacrificed my king and my RC to help deal with this section of the base, while my queen has somehow managed to grab the town hall. Have a look at what's left. We've got a few straggling defenses over here which our Lalo can honestly take care of towards the ending. And honestly, I feel like maybe our royal champion can handle it on her own. She's still got a spirit fox up with ability. So you can see how I'm starting the loon wave from over here. And notice the spread of balloons. All I'm trying to do is overwhelm the sweeper. That's my first priority. Like you can see, now I've got the hound with a few headhunters, and I'm gonna pop my warden ability, pop a haste first, so that they can easily get through the poison tower despite of the pushback from the sweeper. And we're going to join up with a rage very soon. And look at that freeze value. It's so simple. Like there's nothing that's gonna really stop us at this point. It's all single infernos, just easily overwhelm the rest of the base. Just like that. That rage is perfectly placed. It's covering all the heavy defenses that could be a threat to us. And even though we had to lose our king and RC at the start, this is going to be a triple for us. That single inferno is going to do nothing. Those ice golems are powerless as well because we've only got some balloons. They're not going to ever look at them. And yeah, that's going to be a triple for us. You might have even noticed I actually got to use the drill in this one, just because my entire plan with my heroes went all over the place. So whenever that happens, right, whenever your heroes start going all awkwardly like wrong and stuff, if my queen had not gotten the town hall, that's right, you guessed it, I would have switched to a blimp instead and used the blimp to try to grab the town hall instead. But because at least the queen went right, the queen's part of the plan went correctly, I was able to afford switching to a drill, and that actually helped with my Lalo entirely. So yeah, that's another triple for us despite of things going wrong. We'll do one last attack for you guys and we'll call it a wrap for this video. Last base over here, we've got another box base, and I'm just going to do the same exercise with you guys. Try to figure out what the best place to zap is. I'm going to pause the base for a few seconds and mark some options for you guys. So option number 1, we've got this warden statue with the multi-archer tower over here. Option 2, we've got the X-bow and the scatter shot. Of course, you can grab the cannon as well if like it's up to you. Actually, you should. There's no reason not to grab it. And notice like this time the enemy heroes are placed such that we cannot zap the defenses with the enemy queen. So that is also something to take note of. And I guess the third option is the monolith with I'll mark it more accurately. Monolith with one inferno and a sweeper. And the last option I'm going to give you guys is this inferno with the spell tower over here. Very weird option, but yeah, those are the few options I'm going to give you guys. Try to take some time and analyze, okay, if I zap in each of these places, right, how would I rotate my heroes around the zap point, and how would I use my siege machine? Where would I use my siege machine? These are just some things to consider. And yeah, that's it. Time's up for you guys. So what I believe the best option is, right, you can actually go for this inferno with the poison tower in the core, and you actually need only 5 zaps. I'm a noob. I used all 6 of them during this attack. So what this does is, right, we've got this hole in the center of the base now, and we've actually taken out 2 of these builder huts as well with this inferno and the poison tower. So that you'll see what I do over here, how I'll place my you'll see how I place my Quake over here. It's going to be very interesting. I'm going to be using the Quake to wake up the Town Hall as well. And what I'm going to be doing after that is actually I'm going to have a Flame Flinger start from over here to go for all of this value. That's right, so just like this much, that's all I want the Flame Flinger to get. And you can see the zaps, they're down just like that. And in order to handle this section of the base, I'm going to be using my king. So you can see all the funnels are coming right in place. I'm dropping those archers to tank that mortar. We've got 4 of them in this army comp, so it should be very easy to handle those mortars, especially if your Flame Flinger can directly target them. And yeah, our king and queen are coming in. King will focus on this compartment all by himself. He should even be able to help tag out the enemy royal champion over here. Huge value from him, I can't ask for anything more. Queen will kind of just help come around the base to kind of just clean up the remaining defenses in this area to help reduce the damage on the king. And yeah, I'm not really expecting the king to grab this inferno over here. What I could have actually done over here is one mistake. I'm just going to point it out to you guys. I could have made my king and queen both go into the base, because note this wall breaker over here. The queen could have actually grabbed this inferno with the sweeper over here, and my royal champion could have actually come in from over here. This is one mistake I made in this attack, which I will admit to you guys, and it's something I could have done better, honestly. So yeah, you're gonna see, like, I practically wasted my queen value. She could have easily gotten rid of this section of the base for me. And this tip I've given to you guys many times: your Flame Flinger, let it go to work. Do not disturb it. Do not send your Lalo next to it ever. Don't ever do that. Just let it go to work. Let it get as many defenses as it possibly can. And you can see over here, once again we are going to Lalo against the sweeper, and in order to do that, you are going to need that wave of balloons. So you can see what I'm trying to do over here, exactly that. I am just trying to get those wave of balloons going. You can see it's a very early warden. I could have probably timed that a bit better, but it's fine because I don't expect my Lalo to kind of survive all the way until over here. And it's perfectly fine. Like, we just managed to get one hound and those headhunters in the warden ability, which is more than enough to tank all of these balloons, because the only thing that was really harming us in this area was that scatter shot. And you can see over here I didn't even place the freeze properly, but we're gonna save our last haste just to help get that multi-archer tower down on the back end. And yeah, the only thing that's left is the town hall, this time with no builder huts on it. And the Flame Flinger troops should come out soon, no problem for us, because the royal champion still had her spirit fox up, and she's going to be able to easily help get that town hall down, especially now when there's no builder huts behind. We saved the town hall for the very end, and it doesn't really matter because the Lalo handled the entire rest of the base and our royal champion was well protected. So this is also one thing I started learning actually. It doesn't matter if your town hall is up for too long. You can literally end on the town hall. It's perfectly fine. Don't be afraid. The town hall is not a very scary defense if you know how to tackle it correctly. Don't be afraid of leaving it for the end. Don't be afraid of sending your Lalo through the town hall. Just learn to deploy your Lalo and use your zaps and heroes, and of course your siege correctly. And I hope that these videos help you do that, because it's just such a flexible army, and I really want to show you guys like there's so many answers to different bases and you can do whatever you feel is most comfortable for you. So yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, feel free to give me any sort of feedback. Actually, it does help me as a content creator. But yeah, that's about it for this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.